All right, guys, welcome back. We are watching Sousou no Frieren Season 2, Episode 2. Last time, we had an issue in a cave with some magical nullifying crystals and a dragon and a whole bunch of stuff. Talked about cowardice, what that even means, right? Some good old classic Fern and Stark interactions. I'm just like Sign at this point. I just want them to start dating already. Like, we really need to they just need to get over this. Like, come on, right? Um, we ran into Verbal and his little party. They are still traveling up to they're going to the same area that we're going to, so we'll probably run into them again up in the north. They're just taking a different path than we are, so who knows? I'm sure we will see them again. Alongside, I can only hope other characters we've ran into, just like Levine and Khan. They can't even go to the north yet. They have to wait for the next first class mage exam to even be able to go, so maybe we'll never see them again, and I'll be very sad. Uh, Other than that, I don't know, good classic first episode of season 2. We're watching episode 2, so you can land your copy up with this if you want to. We are starting in 3, 2, 1. Ah, I wish I had lyrics. I really wish I had lyrics on these subtitles. I'm sure I will get them eventually. Let me make sure my subtitles are on, right? Yeah. Hmm. I like the song. I do like the song. I love Himmel's like gesture there. Oh man, there's so much about like Friren's first journey with like Himmel and everyone that I wish I knew about, but I'm sure we will learn more as we go. Like that shot of her arriving at like the Demon King's castle and stuff, you know? Ah, so much I wish I knew about it. Hands fill up with more petals, more than just Himmel. I like that opening a lot. The Hero of the South, episode 30. The South, huh? A grimoire, I'm sure. Oh, or just a spell, yeah. That's good. No, that's actually a good spell. Come on. 29 years after the death of Himmel the Hero in Fable Village, located in the northern lands. I wonder if we will ever go to the southern lands. I mean, it would have to be a long time from now, right? I wonder, is it a statue of Himmel, or is it the hero of the South, right? It is not Himmel. Frieren know him, I assume? Yeah, of course. I mean, she knows everything. Hero of the South. Another forgotten hero, maybe. Right, yeah. Interesting. Summoned around the same time, but yet forgotten by people who know Himmel. Yeah. Okay. Right. Aura. Yeah, Aura was one of them, right? I see. After the Demon Kings fell, I assume? Yeah, yeah. Oh, wow. So he actually, that's great. All by himself or with a party, I wonder. Oh, that looks so cool. Wow. Ooh. Schlacked the Omniscient. I'm not saying that right. 1,000 years into the future. A mere 1,000 years. I wonder how, like, dramatized this is, though, you know? Yeah, yeah. Because we know history distorts things, right? Oh, this looks so cool. Ah, how sad. How sad. Interesting. Yeah. That he is the one that they revere so much rather than Himmel. Ooh. Yeah. Interesting. The goddess in the background there? Oh, probably. Probably. Interesting. Interesting. I wonder if people outside of this area don't know of him that much, you know? Oh, really? He approached her, huh? Oh, sure. Hibble sure did. Hmm. Interesting. Go ahead. Ooh, interesting. Yeah. I wonder, it makes me think about, like, Himmel's thoughts about being a real hero. See the future. Just like the guy he fought, whatever the name was. Interesting. Like, how far can you see into the future? What does it mean, right? Is it unchangeable? Sure. Oh, what was that a flashback of? Oh, wow. And he goes to his death anyway. Schlacked? Something schlacked? Is that how you say it? I don't know. Interesting, he goes anyway, right? Like, resigned to that fate, or maybe he thinks it's worth it anyway, right? Because he is successful in a sense despite his death, right? Interesting. And if that doesn't make him a true hero, what even is one, right? Ooh. Oh, that eye. Man. Dual wielding swords, god. Defeating the Demon King, yeah. But you will pave the way for the future heroes like Frieren. Interesting, yeah. Why even ask her then, I wonder? Indeed. Hmm. Very interesting, right? There's this. Hmm. Oh, you sure will. He will know the words to convince you. Oh, God. He knows that much, huh? A mere 10 years will change your life. Interesting. Oh. See how Eisen was sitting? What was it? I wonder. Oh, yeah, literally, right? Yeah. Hmm. What a, like, hmm. Calling himself the strongest hero. Yeah, yeah. It's so interesting, right? How it's only the person who finishes the job. As always, Stark loved by everyone. It's only the person who finishes the job who gets like all the recognition, you know. There's all these people that have paved the way like him. God. Sure, sure, yeah. God, I liked that. I liked that. Graph Doc's domain. Or Doc? We better not have another problem in this city. If we're on a mission, come on. Ooh. What- What's with her attitude right now? Is she have bad memories here? Yeah, Ferd knows something is up, obviously. Oh god. Frieren has never moved this fast in her life. Stark has to carry everything. It is not all gonna fit in there. Okay, it will. Never mind. I bet the ring is buried at the bottom. No, we gotta go. Gotta move on. Look how much it's like bulging. Oh, we gotta make some money then. Why are we... yeah. What happened here, I wonder? Someone here who would remember her? Surely not, it's been so long. Not demons again. What is this? Interesting. I see, I see. Is she, like, particularly idolized here for some reason? And she doesn't like that? Hmm. Just standing there. Oh, God. I don't know, I wonder, I wonder. Like, Frieren's hesitancy. Look at her. Like, why is her attitude like this about it? Yeah, yeah, this guy obviously wasn't alive back then. Ooh, I see. Again. Right, right. Maybe that's a tradition to have it be stolen. Hmm. Interesting. The sword logo. Reminds me of, like the sword and the stone. Makes me think about the hero of the South, too. Oh, great. Awesome. How long did they have to look last time, huh? I imagine. I imagine. We don't have the demon finding spell. Ooh, I see. And this guy thinks he's real cool. Yeah, something special about it? It's the sword in the logo, right? I wonder, maybe. Must be something about it, right? Yeah, it's what Himmel would have done, of course. Interesting. I don't know, that's... Hmm. Okay. I like that reasoning more. Saying you're doing it for Himmel for that purpose, kind of sad, right? It's like putting this responsibility on your shoulders. Oh god. I mean, if they know what direction the demon fled in, that's still not that helpful, is it? He's getting better. No, he's not. That is a pathetic fish. Oh god. Ooh. Yeah. On the right track. Blood on the apple. Hmm. South. Yeah, we've never really ran anything across anything like this, have we? It's like Fern and Stark, I feel like they haven't seen stuff like this. You know, I guess Fern, she grew up in a horrible way, but before Hyter. Hi there. Are you a demon? You wanna take off the hood? Maybe? Oh, but calm down. Let's take a step back here. Maybe. I don't know if I trust her at all. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ooh. See the shadow? Very. Ooh. Fern has like a wooden one like that. Yeah, yeah. I don't think I don't know. Oh, that eye. Yeah. Seems about right. The shadow looked like it almost had wings, you know? Yeah. Had to in order to survive. But you probably shouldn't I don't know. I don't know if I like that logic. Right. She just thinks humans mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Thinks humans don't have the same value that we do. Hmm. Oh, God. There's such a cool looking explosion. Oh, she is strong, though. I wonder, something about the sword, right? She can block so easily. Oh, bad against physical things, yeah. Okay. Oh, God. Stark is so cool. Right, right. It's what Aizen would have done. Oh, God. Like, the dust effects look so cool. Hmm. Oh, sword in the grounds. Dissipating away. Sure. Still don't know what to think about demons, you know? It's still such a sad thing. Such a hard thing to accept. Of course. So it makes it worthwhile. Sure. Hmm. Because it's like the demons are so they're just the opposite of Himmel, you know? Hmm. I didn't want it to kill us. Yeah. Close your eyes and pray. Mm-hmm. Would be an opening. And it would be such a sad waste of prayer, you know? Be praying over. Yeah, yeah, such a ugh. We'll really go to any ends for it. So interesting. Frieren praying here. Because her attitude about it with like craft was so I don't know. I don't know. I guess maybe that conversation they had at the end kind of changed her. He probably wouldn't have thrown you in the dungeon anyway. Come on. Can we get money for the job, by the way, please? Very. I bet it will be stolen again by the end of the episode. Like, yeah. I don't know about that because that's almost like admitting defeat in a way, in my mind, right? I suppose, but it's like, hmm, sure, sure. Oh, yeah, that's what led it to destroying everything like that. Hmm. Oh, God, it's so conflicting. It's so conflicting. Ah, I mean, we talked it to death when the demons were around in the story last time, but yeah, yeah, it's like it's the symbol for the whole city, you know. So you don't wanna hide it even. You don't want it to maybe. Yeah. Hmm. Sure. And that way, it's not like demons are that different from a lot of humans, unfortunately, right? Oh well, absolutely. Come on. What is it? What did we get? Can you really like smell an apple like that and get anything out of it? Oh, okay. I see. No, that's a good one. Come on. Someone likes green apples around here, right? I'm sure. Come on. Okay, I like that episode. I like that one. Ah, we're gonna have to talk about demons again. God damn it. I don't know. I just man. It's not like hmm. I don't know. It just the message of the demons in the story, it just feels like such a sad thing to me. You know, it feels like such a it just feels like the purpose they serve in the story is almost just this like sad like the way Frieren is putting it, right? Like this abuse of people's desires and all of this, you know. Um it just feels like such a sad message behind it, you know? I guess it's realistic in a way, right? But I don't know. I don't know. And then it's just like for the demons. I have some amount of sympathy towards the demons because I just like I don't know. I in my heart, it's impossible for me to accept that a demon is just born being evil and that's it, right? Like the environment in which the demons exist in has to have an influence on the way that they are, right? Like, for sure, you know? I guess there's something to say on, like, an instinctual level, right? But I don't know. Anyway, we'll talk about the episode in the discussion. Okay, let's talk about the episode. We are gonna have to talk about demons again, which I guess that's fine. Just last time we really, man, we certainly talked a lot about it. I hope I don't like rehash any of the stuff I said back then, but who knows? The first half of this episode is about the hero of the South, a hero that we did not know about before this. I don't believe he's ever been mentioned before now, right? But he played a very instrumental part, it seems, in Himmel and Frieren and their whole party. Them being able to defeat the Demon King, right? Um, it's kind of in the same vein as like that stuff about like craft being forgotten and all of this, right? Like it makes me think of the whole like real true hero thing, right? That episode with the pulling the sword from the stone, all of that, Himmel's thoughts about what it means to be a true hero and whether he is one or not, right? Because we have the hero of the South who is allegedly, apparently, rightfully so, the humanity's strongest hero, right? The strongest person, right? If anyone, he would be deserving of the title of a true hero, right? Like, you would expect him to be able to pull that sword from the stone. And heck, maybe he might have even been able to if he had tried, right? Um, but he didn't, right? And it's Himmel that is so remembered, that's so remembered by everyone. The hero of the South isn't forgotten entirely. He's certainly just not known as much as Himmel was. In this area, right? Frieren says that, how all these people still are worshipping him in some way. It's not worshipping, that's probably a bad way to put it, but they remember him, right? They revere him in some way, right? They remember him and they care about what he did, for like the small things, right? I mean, not even the small things, but like having saved this area, right? He's the one who really put in that effort for them, right? So yeah, of course they remember him, alongside Himmel. But it's just interesting because he is the one that you would think would be so deserving of that title of a true hero, and yet it was Himmel who did everything right in the end, who defeated the Demon King and all of this with his allies, of course. So Himmel is the one who was remembered, right? A spell to scratch the itchy parts on your back. That would be an amazing spell. I would love that spell. Fable Village. Let's go yet again to a classic Google Translate and see what that means in German. I bet it just means like story or something, right? Like, I mean, what is that like? Fable. Yeah, I mean, well, that's did not detect, not translating from German. Yeah, fable. It means fable. Who would have guessed, right? What an on the nose name, considering they tell us a whole fable about the hero of the South while we're here, right? Furman loves to do that with the names. Anyway, they all, of course, assume it is a statue of Himmel, and yet it isn't, right? It is the hero of the South. I like his design. I like his stupid mustache. He looks like God, there's some character that he really looks like to me, but I don't really remember who, which is weird to say. I just swear he looks just like a character from something else I've seen. But I don't know. I don't know. Himmel was the one who defeated the Demon King, but he wasn't the only hero. Right, of course. All kinds of heroes made the attempt. Among them, the hero of the South was said to be humanity's strongest. And he, like, despite the fact that Himmel is remembered for actually having defeated the Demon King, Himmel and his party, it's the hero of the South that, as he said, made a path for them, that really paved the way, made it possible, right? Through the defeat of so many of the seven stages of destruction. Um, Probably, yeah, like without him, who knows if they would have been able to do it? Probably not, right? Um, it's just very interesting how it just shows how like there's always so many things. There's so many things that come together to make anything like that possible. Like anyone's life, your achievements that you do in life are always going to be in some way on the back of like people who did stuff before you, right? Like on even on just a tiny small scale, right? And there's nothing wrong with like recognizing that, right? That's the important thing. Was worthy of that title. At the time, the greatest threat to humanity was the Seven Sages of Destruction, who controlled the major regions around the northern lands. We got Aura, we got I don't recognize any of these other ones. One of these is the Schlocht guy. What was his name? Something. I'm definitely saying that horribly wrong. But that guy who could also see the future, just like the hero of the South, which is a really interesting connection, right? That the hero of the South could see the future, and the sage that he died with, that he died defeating, could also see the future, right? It's like they had this shared moment, I suppose, of both arriving at their deaths that they should have known were going to happen, right? It's very interesting. The hero of the South's ability to see the future, like, it feels like there's this level of resignation to it, right? There almost has to be. Um, because of the fact that he went to his death, right? Knowing that he would die. But I suppose he knew it was just worth it, that he knew he was creating a path for them to be able to defeat the Demon King, after his efforts were a failure, right? I don't know. It's interesting, right? Like, why would he even bother going to ask Frieren about joining him if he knew she was going to say no, right? Why even? Because, like, he knew that Himmel would be the one to approach her that she would go with, right? I don't know. I don't know. It's very interesting. It's kind of always something that I think about, or I feel like something that's always brought up in stories whenever time travel is a factor, is like the idea of resigning yourself to like an inevitable future, right? If the future that you see truly can't be changed, if the idea of future vision like that, like it feels like it removes free will almost, but at the same time, if it just shows you the future that you will reach anyway, then it's like you still have free will. That's just where your free will lead you. I don't know. It's scary to think about, right? So Himmel's party and Frieren and everyone defeated two of them. Of the remaining five, two fled or went missing. One of those was Aura. And the hero of the South defeated the remaining three. So he fought like all of them and defeated three. That's like crazy, right? Man, how strong he must have been. His rapid advance was incredible. Yeah. In just a year, he annihilated the Demon King's frontline troops and reached the northernmost end of the northern plateau. I love this part here, like the dolls and stuff with the little puppet show here. It looks so good. It looks so cool. It's like CGI, but it like actually looks so good. Obviously, CGI doesn't automatically look bad, right? Schlacht the omniscient. Omniscient. I'm definitely saying that horribly wrong. Like I don't know. The Demon King's confidant, who could see 1,000 years into the future with magic. And the combined forces of all seven sages. That is very interesting. Being able to see 1,000 years into the future with magic, right? That gives such a... Like I said, that makes you think, did the Demon King know he would be defeated? Did they form plans around that, right? It's like if his future vision was correct, if it was infallible, if he could actually see the future, then he would know that he would be defeated. He would know the Demon King would be defeated. He would know all of this stuff. Hmm. Two of the South still managed to defeat three of them. He and Schlatt the Omniscient slew each other. The battle liberated many people in the region from the Seven Sages. The people here are devoted to the hero of the South. We have the goddess in the background. Right, right. His body was never found, but it was probably eaten by demons, unfortunately. Such an unceremonious death for him. Compared to like Himmel having like a grand like funeral with the king. So interesting, right? It's like unfair in a way. It feels unfair. Hmm. So, we have the revelation that not only did all of that happen, but the hero of the South also approached Frieren long ago. I wonder how quickly before, or how soon before this was, Himmel showing up, right? Or does he say? Does he say? I think he actually does say, doesn't he? I think he says it would be like in a year, right? Don't know the right words to convince you. Himmel sure did, though. Because I did. He can see the future. I just can't help but wonder if, like, his future sight has something to do with, like, defeating the seventh stage of destruction, the one that can see the future. I don't know. Who knows, right? There could be some weird thing going on there, but who knows? Who knows? Can see the future. Very. And Frieren doesn't really care, which is interesting. It makes me think, like, what is her attitude about that kind of thing, about the future, about, I guess in this stage of her life, she is, like, in such a, like, almost, like, resigned state towards things, right? She's kind of, like, nihilistic in a way. She feels so, she's just so like this, you know. She was left with like this mission given to her by Flom, and yet she has to be convinced so much by Himmel to even go on it, you know. So I can imagine her, like, from her perspective, she probably thinks her future will be staying in these woods doing nothing forever, right? Yeah, I wonder. Hmm. Because it's like it feels so antithetical in a way to so much of like the core of the story. The idea of there being like an inevitable future that you were leading that you're on the path towards that like you can't change, you know? Um, because it feels like so much about the story is about Frieren's change and is about her, you know, all of these things, right? That I can understand. I can understand Frieren having a distaste for that idea, you know. We get this weird flashback of her facing like I can't even tell. It's such a silhouette, you know. If I go forward a couple frames, does it get any clearer? No, it does not. It's something. We get a shot of something. One of the seven sages of destruction we have to assume, and it's Frieren facing them, right? I was gonna say this obviously isn't the one that destroyed her village when Flom met her. No, this isn't then. That wasn't one of the seven sages, right? Huh. Very interesting. Because I guess back then, that was before the Demon King even, like, existed, right? Wasn't it? I believe so. Hmm. I wonder, I wonder. 1 year from now, in the Northern Plateau, I will be defeated and slain by Schlacht the Omniscient and the Seven Sages. And he shows up anyway, because that's the right thing to do, I guess, in his mind, right? God, he is very cool. He is very cool. Dual wielding swords like that. Die without achieving my goal. Even if you accompanied me, my fate would not change. Unchangeable. This resignation to it in a way. Yeah. I hate to admit it, but he is the one who has saved the world, not me. You will travel with that young man's party and defeat the Demon King. Hmm. Oh, I love that. Like the shot back and forth between them. I love how the trees are like the same, you know? It's like a different I guess a different time of day, different season maybe. I like the subtle changes though. Hmm. Meet that young man, tell him this. God, look at this shot by the way of Eisen down here. Like, what is he doing? Like, that cannot be a healthy, comfortable way to sleep. But I guess he has a different, like, physiology than me. He's like a dwarf, right? I swear I will clear a path for you. That's a lot of weight, right? That's a lot of weight to be on your shoulders, to be on Himmel's shoulders, you know? But I guess he already has so much in a way, right? But Himmel, I guess, has a very healthy attitude towards that kind of thing. He does not view it. He does not view this kind of thing as a duty that he must perform, I suppose. It's just something he wants to do. He wants to help others, and he thinks he should. But he doesn't engage with it in like that way of it being like a weight that he must do, you know. And I guess not being a real hero in that sense is kind of like that, right? It's interesting. Even if my accomplishments should be buried in the shadows of history, and they kind of are, they kind of aren't, right? It's interesting. It's interesting. Stark running around with all the kids, as always. I love how much work they always put into all the background characters and everything, you know? Oh, it's just it's so good. It's so good. History hasn't forgotten. So it must be such a hopeful thing for her too, that history hasn't forgotten him, right? Because God, that's Fruin's whole thing. It's so interesting how Fruin has such a struggle with like mortality, it feels like, and like the idea of being forgotten and all of this. When she won't die for like forever, you know. But again, it's like it's the idea that like that Kraft brought up that she could live to see herself be forgotten, and how awful that must be, you know. It's almost like the death, it's almost like death is a release from that. At least you don't have to see yourself be forgotten in the same way Kraft has, in the same way Frieren could lead herself to be, or could see herself being, you know. Not that that makes it any less meaningful, though, right? It doesn't make it like her interactions with Fern and Stark and everything less meaningful, you know? Yeah. 29 years after the death of Himmel the Hero and Graf Doc's domain located in the Northern Lands. I always think about how 29 years feels like such a short time in the context of this show, but like that's longer than I've been alive, right? 29 years. It's only been 29 years since Himmel died. It's just so weird thinking about that from like Fern and Stark's perspective, how for both of them, Himmel was someone who died 11 years before they were born, right? Like it's like Ah, it's so weird, right? It's so weird to think about. Like I think about like people in my life who were like dead 11 years before I was born, right? Like I don't even know, right? Like the whole like from Fern and Stark's perspective, um Himmel and Frieren's party, all of them going out and defeating the Demon King. That's like as far away in the past for them as like World War II is for me, right? It's so I don't know. It's so weird thinking about that because we get flashbacks to it all the time. We get like these direct connections to it constantly, of course, right? But from their perspective, it really is this thing so long ago, you know? It's interesting. It really like puts you in Fruin's head, I guess, right? Lets you perceive time like her, I suppose. So we are in a new domain, a new city. Fruin wants to leave as soon as possible. It's interesting, right? I guess she wants to avoid the same kind of situation she was in last time, or they were in last time, right? When they threatened to put them in prison. But yeah, she still wants to help them, and she still does feel she gets a sense of satisfaction at the end of this after they help with the sword and everything, right? Which is interesting. You know, it's interesting how it's like she wants to skirt the responsibility. She wants to not deal with it so badly, but then once she actually does deal with it, she finds satisfaction from it, right? God, she just walks away. So here we are. It looks like some very nice food, some very good food right here. Man, makes me hungry. Reminds me of the episode last time they had a fancy restaurant, right? In season one. I mean, Fern loves big piles of meat. Like she should come on, dig in. Like God, family's treasured heirloom was sword was stolen by a demon. Stolen by a demon yet again. We're gonna have to talk about demons. We are gonna have to talk about demons, unfortunately. So the sword means a lot to them, right? It's on this logo, on like the city crest, I guess, right? The family crest, maybe. Um, it makes me think a lot. It makes me think about the sword, like in the stone, right? It's very like reminiscent of that, right? The sword in front of like a mountain, I suppose. It's very interesting. I don't really know what to think of it beyond that, other than just the first half of the episode made me think about the sword and the stone because of like the hero of the South and thinking about that, right? What it means to even be a real hero, you know? Like, was the hero of the South a real hero in a way that Himmel wasn't? And they're both real heroes to me, of course, right? And it's like just because Himmel is the one who succeeded in the end, he's remembered so much more as a hero. He's Himmel the hero, you know. And the hero of the South is someone almost unknown to so many people, right? I suppose he's still known as a hero, though, right? They make unreasonable demands. If you don't get my sword back, I'll throw you into the dungeon. Like, thanks, man. Thank you. That is actually an interesting point, though, that this guy is that, like, horrible of a person, that he would throw them in the dungeon if they go to do it. Because, we gotta talk about demons, because we have to talk about demons. Um, so demons, right? Here's my thing about demons. Here's my thing about demons. Let's get to it. Let's get to that scene, and we'll start talking about him. I threw the attitude about this, right? Himmel brought that back the heirloom sword once already. If I'd refused, his efforts would have been for nothing. I don't like that attitude because it feels like it puts this weight on her shoulders, right? That she like has to do this for Himmel for that reason. But no, this is like a much better reason, right? To not abandon someone in need. Like, yeah, that's much better. Off we go to the village. Fern and Stark hadn't really seen anything like this, right? This like kind of destruction, you know? Yeah. Oh, I guess Fern has a very troubled past. I guess so does Stark. I guess both of them do. Both of them have, like in their childhood, right? Like they saw this kind of destruction, like in their homelands, I suppose, right? It's just I don't know. It's so oh God. It's very scary, right? So here's the demon. Here is the demon trying to trick us as always. So let's talk about demons. So demons are evil. Demons are evil, right? I wanna get that out there. That I think the demons are, like, in my mind, definitionally evil, right? People seem to have this idea that like it's because they're demons, because they're a different species, that like their morality is like somehow fundamentally different from how humanity's morality works, right? Like there's this argument, there's this idea that because the demons aren't like us, right? And humans certainly go around killing like other animals all the time, right? Um, that the demons are no different, right? That just like how humans don't care about ants and snakes, right? Frieren was stepping on a snake's head back there, right? Or a neck, right? Um, that demons not caring about humans is just that same way, right? I disagree with that fundamentally because I think like anyone's moral system has to be fundamentally based on like humans not suffering and dying, right? Like that's kind of like I don't think it's a real moral system unless that's what you care about, right? And the reason why humans are like the center of it, in my mind, is because of like the conscious experience and the like moral agency that humans as a species like have, right? Like that's kind of the thing, right? So in my mind, it's like if there is other animals that understand morality in that way, right? If there's another species, if there's another thing that understands morality and is a moral agent in that same way, then them deciding, oh, I'm gonna kill a bunch of people is bad for the same reason that like you tell your kids that killing a bunch of people is bad, right? If they're able to understand that, then it is evil and bad for them to do it anyway, right? I hope you can understand that, right? It's just the same reason, right? It's not like it would be fine for it's not fine for demons to kill people just because they're demons and people are people, right? Like I don't think there's something magical about being a different species that makes you not that makes your morality like different, right? What can make it different, which is something I just thought of after this episode, which I think is an interesting thing to think about, but it might be complete nonsense. I might be making all of this up. What is interesting to me is I view demons as such a moral like question mark in my mind because it's very hard for me to accept that demons in this universe, which are so much like humans, so much like people, they seem just like us, right? They're able to speak, which their ability to communicate makes you assume they have a mind similar to ours, that they would be able to understand morality. They'd be able to be like moral agents. They'd be able to, understand all of these things. You'd be able to like reason with them and make the same arguments and all of this. The same way you tell like a kid why killing people is bad, right? And you would think they'd be able to understand it, right? Um, and that's what like that's kind of like the point from which I want to analyze it. And from that point, I want to say that therefore I can't accept that all demons are automatically just evil and bad and terrible, right? Because it's like there has to be some kind of environmental factors. There has to be some kind of the way in which they exist, right? Like demons grow up, or however demons even work, right? Demons exist in a world in which everyone calls them demons. All of the other demons are out there killing people all the time. No one cares about humanity. All of this, right? The same way where it's like if you raised a child in an environment where killing people was fine and normal, I don't think they would care about killing people, right? Other than having like biological responses of like disgust and stuff, maybe at like blood and that kind of thing, right? But beyond that, it's like, and demons could very easily lack those things, right? So it'd be very easy for them to not have the same kind of morality that we do, and it would be very hard to like talk them into it, I think, right? Because that's just the environment in which they've existed in. Um, so all of that makes me think that yeah, I can't accept that demons are automatically just evil. I can accept, of course, that it's like a lost cause. Like basically every demon that exists now is so far off the deep end in terms of being evil like this that it's just like a lost cause. I can't accept that. But something more interesting that I thought about is all of this is predicated on the idea that demons are actually able to understand morality, that they are like moral agents, right? And like maybe it seems obvious that they should be able to because they're able to communicate, but here's the thing, right? As humans, we care so much about communication and language being the thing that defines something's intelligence, right? Like, there's so many like scientific experiments and stuff we do where we try and teach a monkey sign language, right? We try and learn how to talk to dolphins. We try and do all this stuff, right? Like how we say that, as humans, we have to be the most intelligent. We have to be the smartest species because we can use language, we can communicate, we can do all of these things, right? Whereas like dolphins and chimpanzees and other species that are clearly very intelligent, they just can't cross that line that we have defined as being the thing that makes you like truly like intelligent in a way, right? I guess my question would be, can you imagine a species like these demons having the parts of their brain that allows them to communicate, that allows them to like use language, right? I like the chat GPT analogy, because like chat GPT can communicate, but it isn't a person. It has no emotions, it has no consciousness, it has no nothing, right? It's chat GPT, right? It's just a giant set of like inputs and outputs and shit, right? A neural network and all of this, demon brains could be like that, is what I'm saying. Demons could have the ability to communicate and all of this, but actually not have like the level of like intelligence, I guess, or just the parts of their brain could just not be there the same way that ours are to literally understand morality, right? It's like for the same reason where it's like a lion killing someone isn't a morally bad thing for the lion to have done. Because the lion doesn't understand morality. A lion is not a moral agent, right? It doesn't like you can't get mad at a lion morally for killing someone the same way you get mad at a person for killing someone, right? And demons could very easily be like that. Just because they can communicate, just because they're able to use language, doesn't mean their brains work in the same way as ours do, right? Like, I feel like evolutionarily, the sense of like morality that people have, right? The fact that we're able to like comprehend morality as like a system is something that like probably exists, probably came about because we are like such a social species and we have such a like if humans were around killing people all the time, that would not be good for our development as a species, right? The only reason we've like taken over the whole planet is because we're able to work together as a species, right? An individual person wouldn't be able to do like anything right, compared to like what we've done as a species, right? So it's very easy for me to imagine that the demons just aren't like that, that the demons do not have the same like biological impulses to understand morality, be able to comprehend it even the way that we do, because I feel like it has to be something that is so tightly tied to our existence as like a social cooperative species, whereas like demon society, we know that demon society is inherently incredibly like competitive and hierarchical and like all of this, it's so not like ours. So I guess my point of all of this, all of this insane rambling that I imagine a lot of people don't care about, is that I don't know if I can actually judge demons' actions morally, um, in the same way that I can like humans, right? I don't know if now that it's an interesting thing to think about, because then it's like, can I call demons evil at that point, right? I don't call lions evil. I don't call a great white shark that bites someone in half. I don't call them evil, right? So can I call demons evil? Maybe, right? But maybe even if they aren't evil at that point, like, does that mean that we should just let them run around killing people? No. So it makes sense that Frieren has that kind of attitude towards them, right? I don't know. It really just challenges my preconceptions about a lot of stuff, because it's so easy to think that because they can communicate, that they must be able to comprehend morality in the same way that we can. But maybe they can't, right? Maybe they can't, and I can totally comprehend. I can at least conceive of the idea of that kind of like brain existing, right? Where they can't comprehend that kind of thing. Okay. I'm glad we talked about all that. Let's continue, shall we? Village was destroyed by the sword demon. So yeah, they're pretending to be a priest, right? It's a good hunting tactic they come up with. I love like the shadow here. It almost like they have like creepy like wings. Yeah, yeah. But no survivors. Adventurers, will you offer a prayer? It's such a corruption of like the religion in this universe, in Frieren, of like the whole praying to the goddess and all of this. It's like demons even stoop that low, because of course, right? It's like that would be such an effective hunting strategy, I'm sure, to have people pray like this. Oh, that priest is the sword demon. I killed them so I could eat them. I had to in order to survive. Even though you can eat things other than humans? Why is that a reason not to eat humans? And like even this exchange right here, it's like, I guess you could say it's for trying to reason with them and the demon like rejecting it knowingly. But what if it just isn't? What if it's just the demon literally doesn't understand? That the demon is unable to comprehend just doesn't have the same parts of her brain that we do that allows us to understand like morality and other things in this way, right? Like because there's so many things required to be able to comprehend that kind of thing, right? Like theory of mind and like all of this kind of thing, right? We have to understand like what other people are in relation to you, and there's probably just like biological impulses involved here, like instinctual stuff that like if humans didn't have, we wouldn't be like that, you know? And that's the other interesting thing too, is it's like there's humans that are just as evil, if not way worse, than every demon we've seen in the story, you know. We know that there are humans that can do just as evil and awful things as demons, you know, like in the real world, right? There are people that have lived that have been worse than any of the demons we've seen, you know. So it's like even despite us having the ability to comprehend morality, humans can still do these horrible things, right? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. It's just it's interesting to think about. I do think Friren's attitude towards demons, it feels so sad. It feels so sad that demons in this world exist, and what they exist to do is just to abuse like well-meaning thoughts and feelings that people have, right? Like they're this predator that is out there that abuses people for praying for a bunch of dead people at a village or wanting to negotiate to end a war and that kind of thing, right? It's such a sad message you could take from it, right? That there are forces out there, that there are things out there that will abuse you if you try and do stuff like that, you know? Like that's just a really sad message, right? Which it just makes me wonder. It's like I wonder where we're going with the demons in the story, right? Like what I was thinking about is like I hope the end of this won't just be that demons are all like destroyed or something, right? That certainly didn't happen with the defeat of the Demon King, I suppose, right? I don't know. I don't know. But it's like the question is it's like can humans and demons can demons change? Um, I want to say that they could, but what if they can't, right? What if it would be like trying to teach a lion to not eat people, right? Like, what if it would be like, you know, like, I don't know. I don't know. You know, it could just be a pointless effort, right? Crazy fight scene. It looks very good. I love like there's just so many good moments here. All of like the clouds of dust and the explosions and everything, they all look so good. It's like the way the light like reflects off all of it. Ah, it looks so cool. It looks so cool every time. It's what frontliners are for, protecting her, as he should. Like right here, like these clouds of dust. Oh, it just looks so good. I love it so much. It looks so cool. Frieren defeats it. Another thing I wonder about demons too is if I wonder if the demons are even like animals or even like alive in the sense that we think of, you know, because like they disintegrate into like mana or something when they die. They disintegrate into something, you know. So like, are they even a living thing in the first place, right? Are they even a an existing like creature biologically the same way we are, you know? Like maybe not, right? Probably not, honestly, the way they seem, but I don't know. It just really challenges the way you think about like empathy and the way you think about like other living things in that way, you know? Hmm. Sometimes difficult jobs like these ultimately help lots of people. That's why I never abandon someone in need. Of course. And we did it. Oh, man. About to pray. Yeah, praying like that would be a moment of weakness on the battlefield. It's very sad. It's very sad. But Frieren prays here, which is interesting, right? It's like her. I wonder if her attitude towards the goddess has changed much since that conversation she had with Kraft at the end of that episode in season one. You know, when they talked about the goddess and all of that. And it's like Frieren. It seems like she like didn't see the point in it, but I don't know. It's like if other people take so much solace in it, then I don't know. I wonder. I wonder. It's important in that way, you know. They got the sword back. Thank God. Thank God. I wonder what is so special about the sword, right? Like what it really does, if anything, I guess, you know. I guess it's a symbol of something at the very least, and that's power enough. The demons will keep coming as long as they have that sword. It may be a treasured heirloom, but shouldn't they get rid of something so dangerous? But that would be admitting defeat, right? That would be admitting defeat if they not even if they let the demons take the sword, which would be bad, but like if they just hide the sword away, they don't like display it somewhere proudly, that would be admitting defeat against the demons in a way, right? Showing that you're like in fear, when it's supposed to be times of peace, right? Demons can't resist showing off the power they've acquired. Yeah, it like just went on a rampage, right? The demon went on a rampage the last time it was stolen too. Destroyed a town and 3 villages. Ever since then, Gruff Doc's family has prioritized protecting the heirloom sword, which they certainly should. And our reward is a spell that allows us. Oh, yeah, but as long as humans know desire, demons will take advantage of that. Which, again, that's like the sad message I'm talking about, right? Like, God. But I guess the idea is that even if that happens, it's not the end of the world, I guess, right? But man. Anyway, our reward is a spell that lets us turn red apples into green apples, which, like, surely she has a friend that likes green apples. I hope in, like, a few episodes we run across some, like, old man or something that she knows that, like, she can turn a red apple into a green apple for them. I would love that so much. Like Eisen with the grapes, right? That's kind of what it's an obvious connection to. Okay, that was a good episode. We kind of just rambled about demons the whole time, which I hope you guys don't have, like, PTSD from the last time we talked about demons, but I don't know. It's such an interesting concept to me. It's such an interesting concept to me. It's an interesting concept to me because I know there's a bunch of like crazy people in the Frieren fandom that um take a very bad message from the demons in this story, right? Use it to justify like horrible things, like viewing like other races of people as like being evil and awful and all of this. And I certainly don't agree for a second that that is what the story is communicating, right? Obviously. I think it is very interesting as a story device because it would be way too simple, I think, for Frieren, in my mind, for it to not go anywhere other than the demons are just evil by nature, and like they could understand morality, but they understand morality, but they don't care, and they're just evil, right? Like maybe, right? Maybe that's the truth. Maybe that's all there is to it. I feel like my conclusion now on them is a little bit different than that, I suppose. I don't know. At the very least, there's some kind of message behind them, some kind of meaning behind them that I think we're doing something with. That it's reaching some kind of point, whatever the point of the demons is, right? Who knows? Who knows? Either way, I suppose that is it. So, if you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you think, and I will see you in the next one.